The shocking announcement just revealed by HYUK, founder of Big Hit Entertainment, has rocked the K-pop world and sparked an unprecedented wave of furor. In a rare interview, HYUK finally gives the answer army around the world has been waiting for: what really happened between Jungkook and JIMIN. The lingering tensions, unabated rumors, and wild speculation that circulated for months were finally revealed in a shocking statement. However, what HYUK finds in his answer is not just a clarification, but a story more complex than anyone could have ever imagined. Why is their closeness, which has always been a symbol of great friendship, so deep and so full of secrets? What really happened between these two idols, who had invited thousands of questions without answers? A bold confession comes from HYUK, and this is something that even the most devoted fans will never be able to predict. It is a moment that marks the end of all the enigmas that have overshadowed the relationship of these two great stars. But, as always, this answer brings more questions than closure, and a reality that may not be entirely acceptable to many. Jungkook and JIMIN, two members who have been known to have a close bond, are always in the spotlight. Fans from all over the world have always seen them as two best friends who not only support each other in their careers, but also have a much deeper relationship than just friends. Their relationship has even become a symbol of the strength of friendship in the K-pop world, bound together in a warm and meaningful embrace. However, despite their closeness being a positive highlight, there is something greater behind it all. Something deeply personal and long buried in silence. When HYUK, in a recent interview, finally revealed a shocking reality, the K-pop world was instantly shocked. As it turns out, what is visible to the public is only a small part of a larger story. HYUK revealed that since the beginning of their careers, the relationship between Jungkook and JIMIN is not as beautiful as many people imagine. Although the two are indeed very close, there is pressure coming from outside and from within the group that makes that closeness even more complicated. In the process of forming BTS, especially after the huge success they achieved around the world, the two had to face much bigger challenges than they anticipated. Over the years, many have noticed that Jungkook and JIMIN are often seen together, supporting each other and looking happy on stage. However, not many know what goes on behind the scenes, especially during the tough times when BTS had to deal with global fame that came so quickly. HYUK talks about the psychological challenges these two members face, which further exacerbates their already very intense relationship. JIMIN, known for his loving and caring nature, is often a very protective figure of Jungkook, who is more introverted. But according to HYUK, there is another side of their relationship that is rarely revealed, an inner struggle that makes both feel trapped between the desire to maintain friendship and the demands from the outside to look perfect. With the huge demands of the K-pop industry, the two of them are forced to face a dilemma that is not easy. HYUK added that while the two stars have had tremendous influence on each other, they have also experienced tense times, from disagreements about musical direction to huge influence from fans who sometimes expect more than they can deliver. When success comes so big, so does the burden they have to carry. One of the big questions that arises is why HYUK only now decided to open this story to the public. In this very rare interview, HYUK explained that the decision to reveal this truth came after much deliberation. "I don't want to spoil the perfect picture BTS has built. They're heroes to many, and their friendship is a very meaningful thing. However, I think it's time to tell the world about the reality behind the scenes, so that fans can better understand the struggles they are going through," HYUK said in a soulful tone. This statement shook the K-pop world even more, because no one had ever thought that the relationship, which seemed so perfect in public, was shrouded in a deep inner struggle. HYUK added that although JIMIN and Jungkook's relationship once faced many challenges, the two always tried hard to maintain their bond. They are two very strong individuals, but also very vulnerable. "It was a difficult balance," HYUK said. Once the revelation was announced, reactions from fans varied. Some felt disappointed that this reality destroyed the perfect picture they had of Jungkook and JIMIN. However, not a few also feel more understanding and admire the two. They are human beings, not just idols. Knowing that they are facing the same difficulties as us makes us closer to them, one fan wrote on social media. However, there were also more emotional reactions, especially from those who felt that JIMIN and Jungkook's friendship was a symbol of strong togetherness, which now seems to have to be questioned. Is it true that the two remain friends, or is there something more than friendship? This question arose in the minds of many after such revelations. However, there is one thing to note from Bang Si-hyuk's revelation. Despite the tensions and challenges in their relationship, Bang Si-hyuk insists that nothing really broke out. They still support each other, Bang Si-hyuk said. They're family. It provides a ray of hope for many who may feel that what they see as a split is actually just part of a long journey full of natural dynamics. However, before this story ends, there is one last confession that divides everything. Bang Si-hyuk closed his interview by saying that there is a part of this story that has yet to be fully revealed, something that only Jimin and Jungkook will know, and perhaps only they will be able to fully reveal. This left fans with a deep sense of curiosity. What really happened between the two of them? And is this the end of everything? Or will there be a new, more surprising chapter in their story? Thus, Bang Si-hyuk's revelation is not just an answer to a long-standing puzzle. This is an opening to more questions that will continue to loom over the K-pop world in the time to come. And for the ARMY, it's an unfinished journey, something they'll keep learning and thinking about all the time. The story that has just been revealed about the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin, despite revealing many secrets, does not provide definitive answers about what is happening behind the scenes. As Bang Si-hyuk revealed, although these two idols have experienced many challenges in their careers and friendships, one thing is clear: they still support each other. However, this is actually becoming more and more confusing for many fans. Because, after years of seeing their incredible closeness, fans began to doubt whether it was the real picture of their relationship or just a surface that looks beautiful but full of hidden tension. Many hope that after Bang Si-hyuk opens this secret curtain a little, we will get a clearer picture of the dynamics going on behind the camera. But in reality, the revelation adds a new layer of mystery to Jimin and Jungkook's relationship. How do they actually interact when there's no camera pointing at them? What do they face in silence, away from the spotlight of the world? These were all questions that only the two of them could answer. And even though Bang Si-hyuk tried to give a deeper picture, he firmly stated that there were certain limits that he would never open to the public. Some fans were surprised, even disappointed. They see Jimin and Jungkook's relationship as a symbol of unshakable friendship, which gives hope to many about the meaning of true friendship. However, the reality revealed actually shows that even seemingly perfect relationships have a dark side that many people don't know about. It opens a deeper discussion of how life under the spotlight of the entertainment world can be very different from what it appears on stage. Sometimes, many struggle with burdens they can't express, and even those that look happy can harbor invisible wounds. Meanwhile, on the other hand, there are also those who feel closer to Jungkook and Jimin after knowing this reality. Many fans felt that Bang Si-hyuk's revelation made them better understand the pressure they were under as idols. They are human, like all of us. They also have problems, have a side that can not always be seen by others. Wrote an ARMY who feel that they are no longer just a fan, but as someone who understands and cares more about the personal lives of his idols. They felt that after learning more about the struggles faced by Jimin and Jungkook, their relationship with these two idols became stronger, more real, and more valuable. But although there are those who feel closer, there are those who feel anxious. Anxious that this reality could change everything they know about these two stars. Many are beginning to question whether their long-cherished relationship, which is often a role model in the K-pop world, can still survive after the revelation of this secret. There are creeping doubts about whether their seemingly pure closeness is actually the result of incredible hard work, or is there something deeper and more complicated that they never knew before. Bang Si-hyuk himself, despite having opened most of this story, still doesn't give many further clues. In his interview, he carefully avoids going into details about Jimin and Jungkook's personal feelings for each other, or how they both handle this tension in their daily lives. He insists that this is their personal journey that should be cherished and should not become public consumption any further. It's a decision that makes many people wonder if there's more to reveal, or if this is the end point of everything we can know about what's going on behind the scenes. Most of us want to know more, want to look deeper, and want to understand how two people who are so close can face so many challenges without losing the bond they have. But the reality to accept is that this kind of relationship, as expressed by Bang Si-hyuk, is something full of beauty, but also full of struggle. When two people are on top of the world like Jungkook and JIMIN, they are not just dealing with the outside world that keeps watching them. They are also dealing with their own feelings, with the desire to remain human in the midst of all the fame they have. With this revelation, the world of K-pop, especially ARMY, is now at a crossroads. They must choose to accept this reality or maintain the idealized picture of JIMIN and Jungkook's relationship that they have. But one thing is for sure, this relationship is much more complicated than they once thought. And perhaps we are all just seeing the beginning of a bigger story, one that is yet to be fully revealed. That as fans, we always want to see our idols happy, and perhaps this is a difficult time to accept that their happiness comes at a price that is not easy to pay. However, although we may feel surprised or even disappointed, we cannot ignore the fact that Jungkook and JIMIN, despite all their challenges and struggles, remain together. And that, in the end, is the most important thing, that they still support each other, keep each other afloat. Although the world is constantly changing around them, in the midst of this controversy, one thing is certain: JIMIN and Jungkook's closeness is not an illusion. It was a journey that, though full of trials, still led them to one greater goal, a friendship that will always be remembered in all its beauty and complexity. The world of K-pop may never be the same after this, but for ARMY, the story is just beginning, and no one can predict what will unfold next.